welcome once again. We just have a few people outside still, but invite everybody to come on in and find a seat. Some of them are reserved, but a lot of them aren't, so hopefully no trouble finding seating. But I wanted to welcome you to the San Diego Business Journal's Best Real Estate Deals of the Year Awards. My name's Huntley Payton, and I'm the president and the publisher of the San Diego Business Journal. It's really my honor to welcome you tonight. We're so grateful that you're here. We're very proud to host this celebration of the deals and deal makers, and also the people who create the demand, by the way, the tenants and so on, the folks who underwrite the dreams, the folks who bring these visions and these projects to life. We have 73 deals selected as finalists for this year's event. And before we do anything else, let's just give all of the finalist deals a big round of applause, please. By the way, for those of you using social media tonight, and we hope you will as you announce winners and so on, the hashtag for the event tonight is Real Estate 2018. So feel free to use that, please. A few comments before we get going too much here. Mentioned there are 73 deals that are finalists, and there are a lot of things you could say about them. But when I look at that list, essentially what I see is a box score, if you will, a box score, just like out of a sporting event. And what I see is a box score of everything that went right in this market last year. So it's a story, it's a narrative, and it's a very, very strong one. As you'll learn tonight, San Diego had a terrific 2017, not only for the year that it had, but also what it foretells for the future. I've been in the Business Journal biz for 32 years, almost now, and more than once over the years, I've had some readers ask, why are business journals so obsessed with real estate? Why are you guys covering all these real estate stories? Well, I actually love that question. I would never apologize for that for a bunch of reasons. First of all, real estate is a fascinating industry filled with very talented, very competitive people. It's a quintessential local business, and it's well worth our attention in every respect. But even more than that, real estate is really so often just a visible sign of something larger that's going on, some piece of economic activity or trend that otherwise might not get noticed right away. So that's why tracking deals is so important to the Business Journal. It tells us so much beyond the deal itself. And so thinking about that box score of all the finalist deals here tonight, what do we learn from that box score? I think we learn a lot about what's happening in San Diego. For example, enormous strength for upscale residential properties and office properties, an absolutely exploding life sciences industry, a booming tourism industry, great downtown growth in North County, very strong investment culture as well, many property sales at impressive price points and in some cases records. These are some of the deals that tell us what's going on in San Diego. There are industries that are driving the real estate. And we're going to hear about one of those industries that's key to it in our keynote address tonight. But these deals foretell a very dynamic future for San Diego. We have 73 finalists. I will let you know that the Business Journal hasn't done a commercial real estate event for a while. So we got a lot of nominations. There were a few deals that we made sure were nominated, but for the most part, these nominations came in, and it was a tough cut. There were more than 24 nominated deals, some of them quite interesting, that did not make our cut tonight and aren't represented here as finalists. So this is designed to be a tough contest, and right out of the gate, it's just that. I want to talk a little bit about the window of eligibility, so what makes a deal eligible for the awards tonight. The window really stretches from announcement to completion, or occupancy, if you will. So that's a big window. The majority of deals nominated here tonight were completed last year, occupied sometime last year. However, quite a few are still under construction, and some of them are at very, very early stage. And because of that, ongoing window of opportunity, there are, of course, a number of deals that we're going to recognize here tonight that we'll be hearing from in the future, probably a few more years as this contest rolls on. A note on judging: this was not biggest real estate deals of the year. If it was, we'd just print out a stat sheet, pass it out to everybody, and then we could just get right to cocktail time. Big is fine, big is great, but things like community impact, economic impact, creativity, overcoming obstacles, the difficulty of the dive, if you will, is very, very significant and important, and that factored into our judging. Obviously, it makes for a subjective contest, but that's okay. Regarding the best overall deal of the year, so of all these 73 here tonight, one at the very end of the event tonight will be singled out as the best real estate deal of the year overall. So what we are shooting for there, really we're trying to answer one question. A few years from now, as we look back at 2017, what will people remember about the real estate market? So we're looking for a deal that people will, a couple of years from now, say, oh, 2017, that's the year that blank happened. And we don't mean the Chargers leaving town. That will not win a deal here tonight. We have 15 categories, ladies and gentlemen, and as we go through the categories, then you'll find out where each deal is a finalist. There are about 5 finalists in most of the categories. You'll hear just a tidbit about each deal, then we'll tell you a little bit more about the winners. And then a quick note: if your deal is announced as the winner, there are people here who are developers, brokers, tenants, and so on. We want everybody who's in attendance, who is affiliated with the deal in any way, to come on up to the stage when the winner is announced. And we invite one of you from that group, one of you, to address the audience, make a few brief comments. Wish we could have time for everybody to speak, but we don't. So we'll ask everyone to, let's have a group celebration up here, but let's keep the speakers to one, if you would, please. Also, final business note, we have one trophy for each deal, too. So tonight, if there are 10 people up here, we have one trophy. If you folks do want duplicate trophies made, that can be arranged. Just talk to us afterward. We can work with you on that one, okay? So we'd love to go into everyone's lobby, and if you're involved in this deal, we'd love to see these trophies in your lobby or wherever else you'd like to give them a place of honor. So with that, I want to recognize the sponsors who make this event possible. They're very, very important to us, and we're grateful to have them. Our title sponsor this evening is Cox Business. Cox Business is the business-to-business division of Cox Communications, Inc. It's the 3rd largest cable provider in the nation and 7th largest telephone company with more than 6 million customers. Cox Business is a facilities-based provider of advanced voice, data, and video products and services to more than 250,000 business customers. Thank you very much, Cox Business. Our gold sponsor this evening is Torrey Pines Bank. From the ground up, Torrey Pines Bank delivers real estate developers and investors financing expertise. Their work with the development community is long-standing and extensive. Torrey Pines Bank is a division of Western Alliance Bank, member FDIC. Thank you, Torrey Pines Bank. And our silver sponsor this evening is McCullough Landscape Architecture. McCullough Landscape Architecture is a group of curious dreamers influencing space by a mindful practice that merges context and creative passion with grit, soul, and style. Each landscape unveils a unique narrative that embodies creativity, diversity, discovery, and conservation. Thank you, McCullough Landscape Architecture. I also want to thank the Westin San Diego Gas Lamp Quarter, this hotel. It's a great facility. I love the networking space out there, and they do a great job for us. So I want to thank all the folks at the Westin for helping us out with this event tonight.